The final was over. The trophy had been lifted. The tears had been shed. But the real drama was just beginning. After one of the most stunning comebacks in tennis history, Jessica Pegula stepped up to the microphone and spoke words that nobody expected. The top seed, the American veteran who had just been demolished in a devastating bagel set, didn't make excuses. She didn't blame the rain. Instead, she delivered a message that revealed the true depth of the Eala effect. What she said about the Filipina sensation sparked a massive reaction across the tennis world. And it left everyone wondering, just how big is Alex Eala going to be? The women's final of the Mubadala DC Open was supposed to be a coronation for Jessica Pegula, the world number 3, the top seed, the 2019 champion who had won 11 WTA titles and was seeking her third of the season. She was the favorite, the veteran, the player who had beaten Eala in their only previous meeting at the Miami Open semifinals the year before. But nature had other plans. Heavy rain and lightning forced a suspension on Sunday, with Pegula leading 6-4, 1-2. The match was pushed to Monday, a working day, forcing fans to rearrange their schedules to watch the conclusion. When play resumed 20 hours and 13 minutes later, something had shifted. Eala, who had been trailing, returned with renewed purpose. She stormed back to win the second set, then delivered a flawless deciding set, reeling off the final 8 games and handing Pegula a stunning bagel. It was a 6-0 annihilation, a statement, a coronation. Eala had beaten the tournament's top 3 seeds, Alina Svitolina, Naomi Osaka, and now Jessica Pegula. She had defeated 5 top 10 opponents in a row. The scoreline said it all, for 6, 6-4, 6-0. And when the final point landed, the 21-year-old had become the first Filipino in history to win a WTA Tour singles title. But the most shocking moment came not from Eala's victory, but from Pegula's response. During the trophy ceremony, the American veteran delivered a speech that revealed the true depth of Eala's impact on the sport. "This is the best Monday final crowd I've seen," Pegula said, collecting the runner-up trophy. Then she turned to the thousands of Filipinos who had filled the stands, waving flags and chanting Eala's name. To all the Filipino fans that came out and have supported, you guys are so helping to grow tennis around the world, and I appreciate that. Being a female athlete, being in tennis, we love to see that growth. The words were a powerful acknowledgement of the Eala effect. Pegula, who had been on the receiving end of the crowd's support, or lack thereof, was not bitter. She was appreciative. She recognized that Eala's popularity was not just good for one player, it was good for the entire sport. "I think it's awesome for the sport," she had said before the final. "She's able to draw these crowds, and she's not even a top 5 player yet." The words revealed a perspective that few players have, the ability to see beyond the competition and embrace the growth of the game. Pegula also congratulated Eala directly, calling her an amazing player and acknowledging her progress since they first met in Miami. "To see how far you've come over the last couple years when we first played, to see the amazing fans that follow you every place you go, I think it's amazing," Pegula said. It was a gracious admission from a player who had just lost the biggest final of her season. And it was a sign that the Eala effect had reached even the highest echelons of the sport. Pegula's journey to understanding the Eala effect was not immediate. The first time she faced Eala was at the Miami Open in 2025, when the Filipina was still relatively unknown. Pegula was the American favorite playing on home soil. She lived in South Florida. She expected the crowd to be behind her. Instead, she was overwhelmed by a sea of Filipino flags and deafening chants for her opponent. "I was just like, who are these people? What is going on?" Pegula recalled. "I'm an American. I'm in Miami Open. We're in the semis. I live in South Florida. I was just like, where are these people coming from? Like, I don't understand." But over time, the confusion turned into admiration. Pegula realized that Eala wasn't just popular, she was a phenomenon. I think it's awesome for the sport. I think it's really cool," Pegula said. She recalled hearing Eala's fans from her hotel room in Dubai. "I remember in Dubai, I could hear it from my hotel room, because it's very close to the courts there." She noted that Eala's presence forced tournaments to put her on bigger courts. "I've seen it at all the tournaments we've been at this year. She's usually on a bigger court, because they have to put her on a bigger court. Usually you hear the crowd from every single court that you're on around her." Pegula also recognized the cultural significance of Eala's success. I think it's really cool when you can outreach a group of people, especially that might not be super into tennis. I think it's really neat. The words were a reminder that Eala's impact extended far beyond the tennis court. She was bringing a new demographic to the sport, inspiring a nation of 110 million people to embrace a game they had never cared about before. And Pegula, despite being on the losing side, was grateful to be part of it. Beyond the crowd support, Pegula also revealed the technical reasons why Eala is so difficult to play, particularly on hard courts. Her analysis was a masterclass in tactical breakdown, offering insights that few players would share so openly. I think it helps that she's a lefty, Pegula began. Lefties can get away with a little bit more because we're just not used to seeing the ball come that direction as often. But it was Eala's serve that Pegula found most frustrating. With her specifically, it stays so low, Pegula explained. It's hard to attack. The ball is kind of below the net, and you're having to hit up on it. Anytime you have to do that, it can be really tricky. She noted that Eala's serve becomes even more dangerous on faster surfaces. I think she's probably better on hard court or grass where it's very hard to attack. I remember in Miami, I just didn't know. Should I go for it more and risk giving her free points? Or do I just start the point? Pegula admitted that she has been watching Eala closely since their Miami meeting and acknowledged that the Filipina has grown significantly as a player since then. Everyone has a little more of a grip on how she plays now. I think I'll be a little more open-minded going in, she said. I've been watching her ever since Miami, and she's gotten a lot better, more experienced, playing really good tennis. The words were a testament to Eala's rapid development and a warning to the rest of the tour. She's only going to get better. Pegula's statement sparked a massive reaction across the tennis world. Fans praised her sportsmanship and her willingness to acknowledge the Eala effect without bitterness. She is so classy even in defeat, one fan commented. It shows a lot about her character. Others noted the contrast between Pegula's graciousness and the typical post-match bitterness that can accompany high-stakes losses. This is how you handle defeat with dignity, another fan wrote. The reaction also highlighted the growing cultural significance of Eala's success. In the Philippines, the victory was celebrated as a national holiday. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. led the nation in congratulating Eala, saying, "The Philippines now has its first WTA 500 champion. Congratulations on yet another historic achievement. You continue to redefine what is possible for Philippine tennis and inspire countless young Filipinos to dream without limits." Pegula's words also resonated with Filipino fans. "It makes me proud to hear her acknowledge our support," one fan wrote. "Alex is not just a player, she's a movement." The sentiment was echoed by others who recognized that Eala's success was about more than tennis. It was about representation, about identity, about proving that a girl from Quezon City could stand alongside the best in the world. And Pegula's willingness to embrace that reality was a powerful validation of Eala's place in the sport. The final had been delayed. The rain had tried to stop her. The pressure had been immense. But Alex Eala didn't just win a tennis match, she won a legacy. And Jessica Pegula, the world number 3, the American veteran, the player who had been on the losing end of history, was the first to acknowledge it. "This is the best Monday final crowd I've seen," Pegula said. "To all the Filipino fans that came out and have supported, you guys are so helping to grow tennis around the world, and I appreciate that." The words were a reminder that sports are not just about winning and losing. They are about connection, about community, about the shared love of the game. And in that moment, Pegula showed the world what true sportsmanship looks like. Eala's victory was historic, but Pegula's reaction was equally significant. It was a recognition that the Eala effect was not just about one player. It was about the millions of lives she had touched. The children who grew up watching her, dreaming of becoming like her. The fans who saw in her a reflection of their own struggles and triumphs. The nation that rallied behind her, united by a shared dream. The final whistle blew, and Alex Eala walked off the court a champion. But the true winner was the sport itself. Because in a world of fierce competition, Pegula showed that there is room for grace. There is room for respect. And there is room for a new generation of fans who have found a hero in a 21-year-old from the Philippines. This was not the end. It was the beginning of something far greater. And Jessica Pegula's words will be remembered as a testament to the power of sport to unite, to inspire, and to grow.